Look, man, I want so badly, and this is gonna be an interesting YouTube video context. Ignore the mess on the ceiling. We're in the basement. I can't wait to have a full content studio down here. Listen, I'm about to just have this recording while I'm working. We'll see what comes of it. I'm gonna drop it on YouTube because I'm like, yo, this the Krabby Patty formula, baby. This the Krabby Patty formula right here. This what Plankton been trying to get all his life. This ain't the chum bucket. This is not Winnie Hut Jr. Okay. This meat for strong men. This the code. This is Metagen. I'm like that right there. That's 45 seconds of it. That's all you really need to know. This is Metagen. This is Notes from the Field. This is Thinking Out Loud. This is Teflon Talks. This is the Marcus Hendricks Show. This is Marcus and Andrew. Come on. Because I'm really about to get hot out this mug. I'm really about to get hot out. That's why I've been hesitating to record. Because the last thing I want to do is get on here and give somebody even the slightest chance to say, look at that angry black man. No. No. Nope. Baby, I'm good. But because of that, I'm like, yo. And I'm like, power, love, sound, mind. Worry about yourself. I've been breaking down. I'm like, here's it. Here it is right here. Here's the need, the thing that people need. I said yesterday, we're too busy trying to control others in a world we can't control ourselves because we're trying to control everybody else. And I didn't just stop there. I went deep. It's literally, so I'm like, okay. Because apparently there's some way in which the internet works where if I don't do it the way that they want me to do it, they'll say I didn't do it at all. And I'll be like, well, I actually kind of hear that. But I wasn't doing what you were doing, and that's the point. I only came to see what you were doing so that I can make sure I'm not doing what you were doing. But I can't help that as a human being. I pull from other human beings. I'm like, and that's why I'm so, guard your heart, set your mind on things above. People don't want to go there. People don't want to go there. The guy that get, I'm like, yeah, listen, I can do a podcast and drop just rap song, Bible verse, political, like a quote from a politician 50 years ago, like, and then drop an idea from someone from the future you ain't never even thought about, and a name from the past you ain't never heard. I'm like going through what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, that I can pronounce Nietzsche. I do think there's some value there. Okay, yeah, because again, yo, I promise you. I mean, I see it. There's a video of Kendrick Lamar's like English teacher from elementary. He's like, yeah, I always knew he was gonna be special. You laugh because like, yeah, you know what's crazy? There is not a single person who's ever known me, and I can say that with full faith. There is nobody who's ever known me that didn't say, he got something. There's something there. And here's why I know. Hey, I'm not a sad guy because I can legitimately say, wow. Yeah, even the people who didn't like me per se, I learned from it. Yeah, so much, and it's the thing I'm talking about. Somebody didn't like me. I got curious as to why. Now, maybe young, it was because I wanted everybody to like me. Maybe still today, I want everybody to like me. I don't know. I do know, and like that, I know that's a part of it. But I'm saying, like, even in me saying it, is that really what it still is? Probably not. Right at this point, it's not even, and that's the thing of it. It's not wanting everybody to like me. It's knowing how to get everybody to like me. And that's the thing too, is like, they talk about, specifically when it comes to us coming into space, people in general, right, never necessarily reveal their full true self. But especially in the beginning of a relationship, of a dynamic, of whatever it might be, a job, whatever. That's what destabilizes people about me. I come in the door exactly as who I am. Now, the thing is, I know exactly who I am before, in, after, all throughout. So when you get the silent me that's sitting there thinking, That is indeed who I am. Also, who I am is the person who recognizes, they're used to me talking a whole lot. I don't have anything to say right now. To say something just to make them think that they know me, or to be who they think I am, and to then to not would not be but me not be being me. That would be me not be. I don't know. What is something like that works. I'm like the Nisha thing. I recently was learning a little bit of German because the German teacher at the high school I worked at last year, that I've been at for the past 2 years, he's so cool. I really like him. Yeah, one of my students, that the only class she wasn't doing well in was German, and I was like, "Yo, you gonna use ChatGPT anyway? You might as well, like, okay." And especially if you're not allowed to use it, hey, you want to know how you get people to shut their mouths? Show them that everything you're learning, you're also learning in German. Mom, I wasn't do. How'd you start doing it in German? Well, I just started having conversations about whatever with ChatGPT and said, "Hey, let's." And here's the thing: I'm literally giving the same game right here that I barely got. It's the thing, because I have to do then say, "Yo, this is $1 million worth of game right here," which is why I'm no longer at the school. That was $1 million worth of game right there, and I only knew it because I do it. This is my real life. Is my point. And it's all of our real lives, is my point. And if we would recognize that, I think one, we'd all be a lot more interested in our own real lives. And two, we would be interested in our own real lives enough so that when we show other people our own real life, what comes out is I'm interested in my own real life. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like yeah. I've been having conversations in German because I'm like, yo, Mr. B, that's cool peoples. I know my French teacher of my school works in the same school. It's not my high school, same city, whatever. I was telling her how much, even if I don't specifically remember all the French she taught me, even though I know quite a bit, I can read French well. I can read French very well. I don't necessarily speak it fluently, but I can read French. But because of that, and French is the specific, right? The love languages, they go back, and they're rather, because English is the only language convoluted the way that it is, which says so much. You start thinking like 1984 and like Orwell and okay. Anyway, which got like that's what comes to my mind in conversation, and there'd be places where I'm like, should I not bring up Orwell here, or should I bring up Orwell here? Orwell only came to mind, like it came to mind for a reason. To not bring up Orwell when Orwell came to mind, and that's the thing too. I then learned from that. Why didn't I bring Orwell in that situation, even though Orwell is what came to mind? And I tend to find that, it wasn't for that. It was that situation is for something else in which Orwell will be. Anyway, that's called trust. You know how you get to trust the world? By trusting yourself. Now, again, the unfortunate thing about that is like, yo, you know where you end up not trusting the world? When you trust yourself. And there's something to be said about that. You think about, okay, would you rather not trust the world and not trust yourself, or trust the world because you trust you, and because you trust you, not trust the world? Yeah, because the reason you don't trust the world is because you don't trust yourself. Now, you could say the reason you don't trust yourself is because you don't trust the world, but it don't start there. Because again, I'm like they'll tell me, and then whoever might see this, I don't know. They'll tell y'all that there's a certain structure that has to be here. What? Because that be the reason people don't do it half the time, is that there's got to be a certain structure. Yo, half the stuff that people actually pay attention to is the most rudimentary because they relate to it. But also, the point is for both sides. You get better. I see you getting better. Also, whatever I saw from you in the beginning, it's not exactly what I want, even if it does relate to me, right? Because what it relates to specifically is the part of me that is real and raw, but still needs refinement. So yeah, like we're going to, and that's why this is the human being. This is a human to whatever human watches or consumes this transmission. That's literally it's exactly that. And I think about there are people who specifically I can point to and say, yes, I saw them do something similar first, or alongside, like also simultaneously, and it inspired me. And that's the thing too, because apparently nobody paid attention to me. Apparently, it'd be interesting when I find myself doing something first that I do not see other people doing. But you know what? That goes to that thing about, and I don't even I hesitate to go here, and I'm ending this here. There are groups of people who are pretending to not know each other or work together, and I don't mean pretending. Again, like that feels like the wrong, but I mean there are conversations about unity and collaboration and this, that, and the other being had amongst people who are indeed working together to have the conversations, but not to make the conversations not necessary. That's what I don't understand. I'm like, you comment under his post. Yeah, that's something specific. You mad online, but I gotta get off the internet. Hmm. Hmm. Because it's interesting when I show up in the world and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, everybody seems to have a whole lot of time to talk a lot these days, including me. What's that about? But then I be out in the world and I'm like, well, where's everybody at? Where's everybody at? Where are all the black people? Oh, on the internet. Because all the black people are on the internet. And it's like, it's not, again, Joe Budden. Yeah, but I do, it's so weird. If I were not actually talking about what I'm talking about, I would I would hesitate to talk about what I'm talking about. And I think that's the thing. I don't know who specifically that serves, but I know one for sure doesn't serve me, and I live in service of everybody else. So if it don't serve me, it probably really doesn't serve the rest, because if it don't serve me, I'm not capable. Which goes back to the controlling thing. I'm like, we got people trying to control everybody else or guide everybody else. You know, the reason I can tell you what to do is I'm like, I'm not telling you what to do whatsoever. And that I'm it's not that this ain't financial advice or the, don't like, take it with a grain of salt thing, even though it is. It's exactly what Chance said. Don't you look up to me. Don't trust the word I say. Not because it's not trustworthy or worthwhile, but if you're looking to me for the answers and trusting every word that come out of my mouth, I can tell you right now, I'd be wrong. I'd be wrong on purpose. On purpose. I am actively verbalizing ignorance. Now, again, what I'm talking about, well, you can specifically debate that, and I would and am without doing so, because I may be verbalizing ignorance, but the only way to grow toward intelligence is to do so. Think about insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You wanna know why? Not why, but when ignorance is bliss, is when you're aware of your own ignorance. I'd be like, man, I got so much to learn. I'd be like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know it went that deep. I got so much to learn. So I understand why people be talking all day. I'm not talking about the talking. I'm talking about the time. Why do you have so much time to talk all day? And the truth is, you don't, which is why you do. Again, I'm not talking to me too. Quite literally, I'm only talking to me right now. Should I recognize, like, when that's what you're doing, whole different ball game. Thinking is calm. That's what my thought leadership really is. But if you can understand what it actually means to do so, are you a leader thinking, or are you doing thought leadership? I'm an actual leader, and these are my thoughts. I'm in real life leadership positions in the world, in my family, obviously in my own life. So this is real, yeah. Like, these are my thoughts. I'm like, even that, yeah. Down to the point I can break down to what thinking means. Like, I can tell you exactly what thinking means. Now, there are things you believe, things you know, things you think, and even the things you know, you more so think you know, or believe you know, or think you believe. I'm like, what you want to do? What game do we want to play here? And that's the thing. That's Metagen. The book is literally Metagen. Play the game, change the rules. When I get to say, what game do you want to play here? We could do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. The reason I get to say that, baby, I know playing the game is inevitable. You don't have a choice not to play. That's specifically why play the game comes first. You gotta play the game. But when you recognize that playing is like, you lose by default. Like, there is no winning the game because the game never ends. The infinite game. Okay. Interesting. So if the game is infinite and it never get rich or die trying, and death is inevitable, that means getting rich is not. But it's all I got. It's literally all I got. In the same way, like the playing the game. Oh, so you're telling me you lose by playing because you never win? Yeah, that's two different things. That's two different things. Because the only way you lose the game is to stop playing. And even still, you're part of the game. At that point, you become a pawn in the game, but you're still part of the game. To be in the game and to not play it, it's not even on the sidelines watching. You're not even in the stands. How you gonna hear from outside of the club? You can't even get in. Even more, how you mad? You were in the club. Dancing and no, okay, I got you. Because people that specifically, folks will not get that reference, and that's upsetting. And dip and pitch and dip and pitch and pitch and dip. People will not get that reference, and that upsets me because that's so funny. And dip and pitch and dip. Tasha gonna get her gun. We scared. Excuse me. That's the game. The game. The game is the name of the show. You can't make this up. I really do wish I that's. I wish I were making it up. I probably would feel more sane. I bet because it's literally like, yo, if it were Kefabe, however you say that, the wrestling term, however you say it, if it were an act, if it were staged, and I was just really good, that's what I've been like, yo, with people, I'm like, yeah, this nigga's a good actor. That was fake. But you couldn't tell. He's a good actor. We might need to put you in a movie. Yo, I'm a great actor because I don't act. I was like, same with lying. I'm a great liar because I know how to tell the truth. I'm extremely intelligent because I'm ignorant. And I even mean that specifically. I'm Negro ignorant. Not again, and even I hate to say that because you got people who really won't listen. They don't want to listen. They want to hear what they hear and run with it. But you get to the crazy thing is like, I'm a Habakkuk 2:2 guy. Write the vision, make it plain so that he may find it, can run with it on tablets. But then I say something like Negro ignorant, and people's like, are you calling black people stupid? Bitch, I'm black. Excuse me, I'm black. No, specific. No, I'm saying in the same. Yo, I bet if you listen, you can think about the fact like somebody said it recently. Like, yo, it was I saw it the other day. Like, okay, literally, this is how it works. There's a girl on Instagram says say all that. I forget even what she was talking about specifically, but like giving the nieces and nephews like all the revolutionary game you can. And that's funny too. Is like, yo, to my nieces and nephews, my little bros, like I'm there now. I'm Unc. I'll take it. I'm Unc. I'll take it. To my nieces and nephews, to my little cousins. Yeah, it's funny to think like, no, seriously. To my nieces and nephews, to my little cousins, to my future kids. Because this what they don't want me doing. And again, who the they is, I would even say ignorant Negroes. The people who don't want me doing this are the people who are like, again, who are going to hear this and think that it's hallelujah. Then when we say thank you, Holy Spirit, right there. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The very reason I do this is because I'm the poster child for the internet. I'm exactly what the internet wants. When I think about it, I'm like, yo, but that's why. The same one that you can't contain because you're like, he could go do everything. You're not, you know, I read Careless People, the Sarah Wynne Williams memoir, and what I just keep coming back to is, you know, they say like the CEOs of these platforms, of these companies, Mark, Adam, Elon, they all got mechanisms to boost their following and engagement and all that. And you think about it, it's like, yo, there's something interesting about that. Because on one hand, you know, to figure, hey, you changed the rules. You played the game so well that you learned how to change the rules. And that's the thing. When you become an individual, I set out to change the rules from the beginning. That was my whole motto. That was my whole thing. And you realize, oh, you never change the rules if you set out to play the game. If you set out to play the game or even to understand the rules, you never change them. Not because you can't, you're the person perfectly primed to. And because of that, they won't let you. Because the thought will never cross your mind. You have to have been exposed to it. I was exposed to experiences that raised my level of expectation, making me not the exception. Because all I'm going to do is evolve. Now I want to just throw all the Marcus E. Anyway, just with all the E words out there. I've been doing that for a while. Yeah, this too is why it's funny. I'm like, I know how I operate. I synthesize. I recognize patterns before, during, and after. Right, which is why you don't get a whole lot of content from me necessarily. It's why you don't see me a whole lot, or when you do, it's in spurts. There's a reason I do stuff on my story. Instagram's not gonna let. They're not gonna put me on the feed. They're not. And I'm saying the ignorant Negro thing, like, yo, when they hear me saying ignorant Negro, they take it as me saying something bad. And I'm like, I'm specifically saying that to one, catch your attention in the same way that interesting. Because Donald Trump gets to say Trump Durant. He gets to talk about Rob Reiner like the man didn't exist, like he was not a person. And that's the thing of it is like, well, Donald Trump gets to. Okay. I know that that's a bad thing because of cause and effect. And that's the thing I didn't say here, and in what I'm working on right now, the thesis I'm putting together. What I was going at is, I said like Gen Z this, Gen Z that, but the problem is Donald J. Trump, you know, like rage bait, trolling. These kids are trolling y'all. These kids are trolls. They're trolling. And the problem within that is you're trolling yourself. You're playing yourself. By refusing to play the game, you're playing yourself. Now, absolutely, you are starving the fire of oxygen. Great. But I tell you this what, don't rain on this parade, because when the logs get wet, that fire is not starting again. And winter is coming. Baby, it's cold outside. The sun is going down, big fella. Don't look up. But do leave the world behind. Pray for the world, and then you pray for the world first, but don't forget to pray for me. Like, oh, I love it, because again, I have a motto, and this again what I'm working on that I've been developing this year, right? Where I say, don't not take me seriously, take me satirically. I honestly sometimes can't tell you when I'm being serious and when I'm not. Like right now, I'm looking at. I want to put this on just for the sake of it. I don't know. I'm looking at it, and now I don't understand you. I don't understand you. Only had a year ago. You should have stayed there. How they partner. See, like, stuff like this again, like this, but I guess they don't want to promote. I'm not even sure why. Yeah, I literally kind of don't know why. Obviously, I know why, but that's what I'm saying. Like because people talk about stuff all the time. I know, I be hearing it, but that's the difference. Again, this some real liberation game on purpose. Like I said, I be reading Frantz Fanon. That's what I'm in the middle of searching right now. I've been laughing, talking about black people. I opened up my little bag of books, and I said, I'm like, I'm a banned book boy. I was like, open up, I got the Soul of Black Folk in my bag, and I say, W.E.B. Du Bois. That's hilarious to me. Du Bois. W.E.B. Du Bois. I'm sorry, that's too funny. W.E.B. Du Bois. That's what I'm like. I want to like low-key this W.E.B. Du Bois. I like, hey, abolition all day long. And again, radical humanist. Think about it. I'd be like, I feel like it was as many white abolitionists as black. Because the black abolitionists were just enslaved. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the black abolitionists were just black people. If you weren't a black abolitionist, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem. The Negro problem. Because again, this is what they don't want. I know what I'm damn good at. This. That's what, like, people got time to talk all day. I understand why. That's what you do. Got the gift of gab. I know why the cage bird sings. I know why the cage bird sings. But at a certain point, I gotta leave the nest, baby. I gotta fly. I gotta fly. The wind beneath my wings. I gotta fly. And so oddly enough, in so many ways, this is me flying. Right? Because I know why the cage bird sings. And still I recognize that, you sing too loud, you give away our location. And this the spook who sat by the door, this the infiltration, double back dressed in blue laces. No, he a genius, he just can't claim it. Because they left him no platform to explain it. Adam Asseri taken away. Again, I'm like, I would be, my Instagram would be full of lies. Literally, go look at my school, go look at my YouTube, look at my phone. I didn't just stop. They literally took Instagram Live from people with under 1,000 followers because you have me not caring about followers. I don't care. I'm about to throw some. 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 I'm sitting on the south side of mother Chicago. They don't want this smoke, man. Fucking playing with me. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse my language. I'm just feeling it. Like seriously, these people, I was thinking earlier. I'm like, yo, I remember I got a homegirl that was like, yeah, I knew immediately when I met you, you was gonna run for something, and I said, I'm just like, yeah, that's hilarious, because we went to okay, see this when I started Sunrise, and I say my homegirl, shout out Terrigan, that's my girl. When I started Sunrise, and then went to again. I know how to be in spaces for real. I went to Pride show at Rubber Gloves, and it's recorded. I'm like, hey, this is how we change the world. This is how we change the world. This is how we change the world. Because I woke up this morning, I said, one book, one app, one talk changed the world. One talk changed the world. Niggas don't want this smoke. Sorry, I just like, I'm so charged up, bro. Happy 2026, man. If you thought you saw stuff from me this year, if you thought you saw stuff from me in 2025 or before, if you thought this last 25 years had been a movie, get the hell written. I'm not just talking. I'm literally not just talking. This being recorded on the other phone. I'm about to take this audio, give it to. But take this audio, combine it with what I'm already doing, which is why what I'm already doing is where it's at without much work. I'm gonna take this audio, use this gospel. That smoker's cough, boy. But you know what I'm saying? This is why they won't let me run for president. And exactly why I'm the one that's got to. Because they'll come back and be like, remember that fight you got in high school? It's not very presidential. Yeah, neither this nigga being convicted of rape. What are we talking about? But my point, I'm saying, like the kids, they're trolling and they're nihilistic because they've seen consequences literally not exist. And then even more, they've seen what people get in trouble for. Seem like people only get in trouble for speaking the truth because the people who have the authority to get you in trouble don't want the truth to be told. It would expose the fact that their authority was fake in the first place. Again, here's the thing of it. Their authority wasn't fake because they're a human being. Which is why I'd be like, yo, between Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump, you name it, these are humans. Now, hey, we can have a conversation beyond that, because I look at time. I understand time. And there are certain ways in which evolution doesn't, like, again, just the logic. Like God is the operating system of the universe, the logos. There is something that says this don't add up. It can't. It wouldn't be. For something to be logical, it has to add up. That's what logic is. If then. I'm saying yes. Like they won't. And that's kind of the thing of it, is like by the time that I get there, they don't matter. That's my whole game. If I were to run now, I'd not have a reputation. Okay? If I were to build a reputation for being exactly who I am, then I'm too raw, too real, too whatever. Okay? If I pretend to be somebody else, I'm the perfect politician, but then I pretended, and because I'm me, I can't pretend. So you're going to go find something that's going to contradict my statements, and you're going to be like, he's a liar. And I'm going to be like, shit, are we all? What? We all subconscious. I'm just the first to admit it. And the second. The third, too. You will never get to say Marcus didn't. That's what they're saying. Like, you do not get the, and if you do, I'll be like, yeah, I didn't. I literally, yeah, no, I did not. You're not exposing me. You can't expose me. Again, like, right there. I'm so okay saying whatever. To this day, Grandma afraid what I might say. I'm so okay saying whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'd be like, maybe I shouldn't say that. But because I'm being raw and real, at the least you're going to see me think about it. You're going to see me thinking about thinking. Metagen. Play the game, chick. Yeah, baby. Yeah, man. It's one of the, it's the thing. I say, I don't say it, right? I think it's Gandhi. Somebody said it. Maybe Socrates. Like, let's just sit there again. Like, you don't just pull up Gandhi and Socrates in the middle of a conversation unless you actually know something about Gandhi and Socrates. That's all I'm saying. Like the Mahatma and Mohandas. I remember I was like, yeah, is this man's name? Have I been calling him the wrong name my whole life? Apparently, it's both Mahatma and Mohandas. And I forget exactly why, but I know that. Um, but yeah, harm. Peace is when your words, action, and thoughts are in alignment, are in harmony. Yeah, there's some about harmony comes from following. When you harmonize, you sing, then he sing, then she sing, then he sing, then you sing, then he sing, then she sing. Right? But the point is like I'm matching your tone, matching your tone, matching your tone, matching his tone, matching her tone, matching their, and we come together to make a beautiful sound. That's what like unity and order. Those go together. Oh wow, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Unity and order go together. Like, oh my goodness. And like why? Well, they just do. Right? One band, one sound. The one band thing, one sound. You don't have one sound, one band. One sound, one band means we don't. Hey, this the sound we do, and this what makes us who we are. And it's not a problem with that. Actually, that's the other side of it. Right? That's the other side of it. But one band, one sound is us converging. It's coming together. It's partnership. It's doing alignment. And even that, like I remember, like hearing, like when you're out of alignment, it takes an adjustment. I don't know because if you're out of alignment from the beginning, every adjustment is probably going to take you more off course because you're adjusting from where you were unaligned or misaligned. Rather than if you do alignment, right? You were never aligned. So if you do alignment, you may not have to adjust at all. But if you do, you're adjusting alignment based off of alignment. Like if the thing moves and I'm aligned with it, I adjust and pivot based off of the thing. And that's something, it's so interesting to think like if you can stand on solid ground, you don't have to move. The ground moves. People don't change, circumstances, situations change. And they don't change, they loop. Patterns speak louder than words. Patterns. I'm literally giving everything I know. This is free game. This is free game. Patterns. Patterns. Psychology is just patterns. The logi part of logi is it's the logic of the mind. The brain is a pattern recognition machine. We've been had artificial intelligence. It's called humans, especially in the 21st century. Like, think about it. We talk about this. Oh my goodness! Like this, historically, right? Like the futurism, dystopian world where we're all connected to the hello. When I first did one of these earlier this year, like this way, when I sat down and was like, "Yo, star date, February 5th, 2025, 11:02 p.m." And it literally was like, man, this is some Star Trek. I got texts on my phone that'll never ping again. I screenshot them because I got them. So I got them. I don't want this thing to end. Sleep. Lately, I haven't been sleeping well. Last night, I slept rather well. I slept pretty good. I slept pretty good last night. Can you tell? Don't you look up to me. Don't trust a word I say. Don't you look up to me. If you learn one, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. W.E.B. Du Bois talks about double consciousness as a black man in America, being black in America. And I just like the wretched of the earth and the uppity Negro. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like the ignorant Negro thing is not about being stupid. It's about being a Negro. It's about history. It's about time. It's about patterns. It's about standing on solid ground. This right here, that's you could take the boy out the hood, but you could never take the hood out the homie. And again, that's kind of the thing. You could take the boy out the hood, but once he becomes, you cannot take the hood out the homie. I'm back. I'm back. Like I never left. Why is that? That's because you couldn't put me in there and me not be. So yeah, you're gonna look back and be like, man, this nigga he got in a couple brawls back in high school. You're right. You're right. I mean, I'm like, you took a young black dude out of Chicago whose father was killed when he was 7. Put him in Denton, Texas, in 2012. In 2012, you take another one. That's like Duckworth. You take another one from Baton Rouge, whose father's in jail for selling crack. It'd be like it's no surprise that we collided. Like, and that the last fight I was in was with him. And that's my brother. I love you. I mean, that's my guy. But it's like it's actually a hilarious thing. The last fight I was in was with him. There's a lot, don't it? There's a lot, don't it? Because that's almost specifically how we end up. You know, we talk about the crabs in the barrel thing. It's like, yo, Street Fighter, how you playing with your play cousin. The streets have you fighting with your real cousin. It's like, yo, did we? Oh, that's the ignorant Negro thing. Right. Because, think about this again. Like in the same way, we are the ancestors of the ancestors. That's a loaded statement on its own, you know. But that somebody said like specifically, like the ones that hide, the ones that are like, you're not finna give away my location, you're not finna give away my position. The spooks, right, come from an age of people who made that book and movie specifically to communicate an idea to me. And still nothing new under the sun. What existed then does indeed exist now because people don't change, circumstances change, and they tend to only change based off of people, which says so much. If the circumstances change based off of people, but the people don't change, again, one, do the circumstances ever really change? I'm about to, okay. I don't recall specifically what brought me here other than this. I think I just wanted to record while I was doing what I was doing. I'm saying what I was doing is this. It just was with me and AI. Again, talking about this world in which I'm like, Stardate, link me in the future, because it's definitely 2026 in 11 hours. Like, 13, excuse me, 12:55. You could take the homie out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the homie, and that's just a fact. I'm about to go into 2026 sober, not just like sober minded, like literally not smoking. I ain't got no bud. Not smoking. I don't drink. I don't have sex. Like they're my only vices. Only Vice I'm out of right now. Yeah. Situ People don't change. Circumstances change. And if the people don't change, do the circumstances ever really change? All the world's a stage. All the men and women are players. I'm like, if your role is to break the script, are you really breaking the script by playing your role? I don't. Which is why I say, hey, don't hear what I'm saying and just be like, yep. Even though I think you can take a lot of what I said and be like, yeah. But if you take all of what I said and be like, yep, you missed the whole point. Then you did your yet ain't even yet. But it can be. And that's 6-7. That's the word of the year. I don't care what anybody says. It's the idea of the year. It literally is exactly what I'm talking about. The ability to change things in real time. So much so that if you're not doing the changing, you couldn't hope to keep up with the change. Which is why, if you can completely remove yourself from the fact that it's, you get to, yeah, be on the sidelines watching and laughing, because kind of going back to, what? Perfect example. You know why I quit football my senior year? Because I knew I would be our starting HVAC. Because I like literally was, you sit there and you realize like, I've done my job here. Like I never I played I didn't play football at all. I'd been to a couple practices. I was not an insano athlete growing up in the way of like I didn't know I was. I didn't know I was a good athlete. Right? But yeah, I'm like, that's what I bring the 2012 thing. I got to Texas and I didn't lose. Like all I knew was winning. Seventh grade, the sixth grade 7-on-7 team was champions. Seventh grade, we were district champions. Eighth grade, district champions. Freshman year, district champions. Sophomore year, district champions. Junior, senior, my high school has been district champions every year since. They've not won district since I got there. And I'm not saying like, yo, I made some major difference. I'm saying there's been a giant shift, and it started around 2010, really probably '08, like where my age group with the internet for sure says a lot. That's interesting. That's interesting. Hmm. Because again, then you start thinking about just the early days of the internet. I'm thinking about like Gabe. Gabe probably, like was one of the first high level high school wide receivers. I mean, just thinking like timeline that would have been able to actually like watch online like highlights and coaching videos, things that he and people he liked. I don't know why it's Gabe that comes to mind, but I guess just thinking like that's Gabriel Douglas is somebody I could see having in high school. Like been watching Devontae Adams enough to actually be watching him. And you think about that, before they just did not have that privilege. That says, learning, right? Learning in real time, being able to make adjustments on the fly. Because that changes what we're talking about in terms of intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a completely different form of intelligence. The reason I say life is learned and not just lived, because I'm saying like we've historically, the reason we have so much access to information and so few institutions that actually work is because people have spent so much time finding information through friction, right? Through effing around and finding out. Now, talking about logos, the other word is telos, an aim, an ultimate goal. Well, I talk about these kids not making mistakes these days on purpose, right? Not seeing them being willing to try new things, but also, you notice how reckless they are in the things that already exist or the ways that they're like, I don't care about that. When it comes to their own lives, they're extremely curious, not very courageous. But we talk about crashing out. Well, I bet that's where it comes, getting that suppressing sensation. I guess something it's different. We're talking about emotion and feelings. Sensation is a response, a reaction, a realization, like those are all senses. We feel things, get emoting, like those are all senses. You think about the five senses being the thing that makes us conscious humans. Which again points to, okay, if a logic says, I always talk about most of our problems come from our proposed solutions. So if logic says, if then, the if is based off of senses, the then is based off of conscious conclusion. Right? If this I'm thinking about incorrect recognition, right? Not properly recognizing what you experience in such a way that it's what tells you, it's like that's how you learn what it is that you're experiencing. But insanity being doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And if we talk about the ability to be doing from thinking, from talking, how much was it their ability to just not have anything to do with it? Again, like you understand how we got here. It makes sense. You had to have effed around to find out. That's science, the study, like the seeking of knowledge. Okay, that's fine. And maybe that's the disconnect between science and religion. Perhaps I don't know. It's the privilege of God to hide a thing. It's to the privilege of a king to seek it out. But if you're seeking out the wrong things, you would expect them to show you the right things. But there's something that says if the thing exists, it's not right or wrong, even when it's right or wrong. 6-7. Consciousness is language. How we put okay. They don't want me talking about this because I'm literally making sense of just the world in real time by talking. So if I sit here on this camera all day and just talk, I promise you I didn't waste my time. I will have not done some of the things I should have done or could have done, but that's also why that won't happen. That's hell. I might take this phone with me and do the stuff I got. I don't know. I don't know. Today, we might just get a New Year's stream from me. This might just be a New Year's video. This might just stay on. And the only reason it wouldn't is because I gotta use this phone for other stuff. But kind of the same thing is like, hey, if I don't get a text, I'm business. It is actually hilarious. I'm like, yeah, there will be people who are like, they'll feel away if I don't text them Happy New Year, which, you know, kind of, hey. But then, especially if I say, well, like, hey, sorry, I missed you, but I was in the middle of recording. Right, I was recording all day. Like, their response would be like, recording? Recording what? My thoughts, right? Content, whatever it is, like, if I say any of that. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's literally just thinking out loud. And I still got more. That's what, like, I still got more. Okay, I'm about to just read the rest of what I'm reading out loud because I think I'm done after this point of this. That's why even like, yo, you just did that. Like, that's an hour of me getting it all out. I may lose the thing recording, but I don't. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. Because what'll happen is something will come from this. Like the reason I know I can pause it. Oh, what I didn't say about being on the sidelines. The reason I quit football, right? It's like I knew. Oh, okay, bet. Like this ain't really my show anymore. I've proven to myself and everybody that could ever have a question, I'm like that. Amongst other people who also indeed like that. So I no longer have any need to prove that I'm like that. I know, you know, we know. That's enough. Because now to keep proving it calls you into question. But every time I prove it, it eliminates questions. All right. So and kind of the same thing. Like if I stay on this all day, yeah, actually, there's going to come some value from it for sure because it's impossible for it to not because I'm doing something intentional. But intent and impact ain't the same thing, right? You can intend all you want to, but kind of once you put it out there, impact is out of your hands. Except for when you set a new intention based off of the impact, kind of regardless of the impact. And your intention can remain the same regardless of the impact, and that's kind of how you get to control and mitigate the impact because the circumstance will change through action. Right? So like taking action is going to affect a the a effect, affect. You know, watching on the sidelines laughing, I'm like, yeah, that's what I do probably best. And still, I miss playing the game. And there's something about a game that you know you'll never. Well, hey, I saw a video recently. Old heads in Mexico playing football. I was like, what is going on? What is this all about? Okay. See, like now I don't even know how to end these. Not that I don't. I mean, I know how to end. I just turn it off. But it's good work. Hey, it's good work, Marcus. It's good work. Okay, what was I reading? I don't even know where I was reading that. Did I think I'm done with this. Yeah, which is actually hilarious because I'm like thinking about all this. Yeah, cults and memes. Cults and memes. Cults and memes. That's all it is, baby. It's cults and memes. Yep, I'm turning it off at 60 at 1 hour. This has literally been an hour with W.E.B. Du Bois. I do need to go get checked out or something. It's just mad phlegm. The smoker's cough. But what else? You frustrated so you get faded. But deep down inside, you know you can't fade. How long should I dedicate it? How long to an opportunity meet preparation? Need some real hitter reparations before I run up in your bank just for dedication, hard work plus patience. To sum all my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Yeah.